And there it is. Hey, folks, Rick Berube here on this lovely Thursday. Okay, another Facebook Live with from the lovely state of Arizona. We have Lisa Sandoval. Lisa, welcome to the show. Award winner last year at the events and all that good stuff. So, Lisa, do me a favor. I mean, I know who you are, but tell them who you are, how long you've been doing this, all that good stuff, please.
Sure. I'm Lisa Sandoval. I work out of the Mesa Gilbert office here in Arizona, and I've been in business since 2009. And I am a mom of one and an Army veteran.
And an Army veteran. Yeah, awesome, awesome. And yes, and you do talk a little bit about guns on Instagram.
A little bit. And guess what? Nobody has blasted me, trolled me, or anything like that. So follow
exactly. Why would they? Yeah. Don't troll me. I know. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So since 2009, which is amazing because that was like a post peak when it was like in the basement. Do you remember what the average sale price was in your market then?
I remember selling houses for like 30,000.
Yeah.
And it was a short sale, so it took a year to close, and I think I walked away with less than $1,000.
Right.
So it's hard work. People told me I was nuts for starting them, but I didn't really have a choice. I was coming out of the title industry, which was in the pits as well. And it seemed like a natural transition. There weren't really a lot of jobs to be had. And I had to do something. And I figured if I can do real estate during this market, the rest is gravy. And it has been. So.
Right. $30,000. And now the average sale price in your market is right around $500,000. So right. You make $2 million. This is a little bit more fun, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So tell us a little about your journey. So you start out with short sales, which really should have been called long sales because they took a year. They should call them, I don't know why they came up with short sales. Short in money, long in everything else.
Exactly.
And then,
so go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and then what happened? You went, then the market started changing a little bit, and you had to get a little bit more better at your presentation, and also the average sale price went up too.
Yeah, I think in 2009, especially, people didn't know what short sales were and things like that. So when your listing presentation was sign here, and that was pretty much it. And then as long as you could convince them that you knew how to talk to the banks and you were going to get them through this financial crisis, they were appreciative for the help. But, things slowly started to change. And I remember the first time I had a deal that closed in 30 days, I was ecstatic. Like, I was like, I felt like I just won the lottery because I was used to waiting anywhere from 9 to 15 months to get paid after I made a sale. So, definitely had to up my game, had to start lead generating, but I started with the cold calling and door knocking and those traditional types of lead generation activities. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, and you had to get better at that. You also, I remember when you started implementing more social media too, right?
Yeah. Definitely got on social media before Instagram was even around. I started with Facebook. I've never really been a Twitter person, more of Facebook because I like to be able to share stories, not just pictures, what's going on in the community, what's going on in the economy and industry, what businesses are moving into the community. And you can also easily share market stats. And I've delved into Instagram a little bit more and trying to make videos, not super consistent with it. But, that's a huge part of this business is just continually trying to be better and knowing that you're not going to hit it out of the park, but as long as you're working on it, that's a win. So.
Right. And consistency. And I see your Instagram. I mean, once Instagram became a thing, now, you started using that consistently. LinkedIn. I know you're on Facebook. So all that stuff is good. And don't worry. I think, don't worry about Twitter. I think Elon Musk is going to buy it.
Right. Yeah.
They're all worried about Elon Musk buying it. I think it's hilarious.
Right. Well, I'm excited for some changes on that platform. But,
Yeah.
The other thing that I think not a lot of agents think of when it comes to social media is Google. Do you have a Google My Business account? And are you utilizing it? Are you getting reviews from your customers? If you're not asking your customers, especially the ones that love you, to give you a review, you're really missing out.
Yeah.
I can count on 2 or 3 deals a year from Google, because we all know that 90% of people start their search on the internet. And for me, whether I'm searching for a restaurant, something fun to do, or a place to buy a specific item, I use that near me or by me all like probably 10 times a day, and people do that for realtors too. And I noticed when I started using Google that it changed the location of my business, because now I was getting people that were finding me because I was close to them. So now a lot more of my business is closer to home, which is a win-win for me. So instead
Right.
of traveling, I mean, I will travel. Don't get me wrong. I took a listing last year that was 2.5 hours away from me up in Happy Jack, Arizona. And that was a really fun change of pace for me. But I also like the ones that are right down the street. So I can get
Happy
a lot.
Jack, Arizona. Wow, that's actually the name of the city or town. Happy
Mhm.
Jack.
Yeah, it is. And, it's funny, working in Northern Arizona, you have to learn about setting up showings around roads that are closed because forest fires coming through,
Oh, wow.
or, things like that. Um, and while it was outside of my area of expertise, I did ensure my clients were aware that it was outside of my geographic area of expertise. It's a very small town, and they said, we do not want dual agency. And we know if we go with a local agent, that will most likely end up having one agent representing both parties. We did that when we bought the place. We didn't have a good feeling about it, and we don't want to do it again. And so we're aware of your knowledge and skill set. We understand the risks and liabilities. Let's move forward. And we ended up setting a record for that subdivision. We had the highest price sale. It sold quickly. It sold um, in less than a week, even in a remote area of Arizona. And it was super fun. And one of 2 luxury listings that I did last year, the other one also came from Google. He just found me through a basic Google search. I was located near the home that he was selling, and he was actually a Berkshire Hathaway shareholder. And so he wanted a Berkshire Hathaway agent. So when we
Wow.
talk about brand matters,
Hmm.
brand matters. Brand brought me $1 million listing last year. So
That's great. Now, he didn't happen to mention whether they were A or B shares, did he?
he did it, but he said he's owned them since the '80s. So I don't know, what did
Wow.
they have back then.
No, there
So
were no B. There were no B shares in the '80s, so
our
he's got.
A's better.
Oh my God. Well, okay,
Okay,
let me give you perspective. I own B shares right
okay,
now. They're like $350 each.
okay.
One A share is worth about $400,000.
I'm
So
guessing it's an A share.
I'm guessing too. By the way, yeah, excellent. Yeah, but no, I agree with you. Brand does matter, and the Berkshire Hathaway brand helps out. Now, we kind of skimmed over it, so I just want them to hear from you for a second. We mentioned social media and what you're doing there, and great. And you also mentioned making some phone calls and doing some prospecting. Take us a little bit through what you did or do as far as those categories go.
I really try to keep in touch with my sphere, and social media has been a blessing on that because it prompts you on what to talk about. And a great example is one of my clients, who I sold a house to early in my career, but we've kept in touch with. I noticed they made a post on social media that the monsoon storm knocked down the trees in their front yard. Now, this guy is also an Army vet. He's Vietnam era. And I saw that they lost their landscape, and I sent him an Army flag. And I just said, here's something for your front yard to beautify it since you lost your trees. They were over the moon. They refer me customers all the time. I got a Christmas present from them this year. Like, they're they are cheerleaders for me. And sometimes it's just about paying attention and making those calls. Now, I will admit that I'm not great on the cold calling and stuff like that. I did it earlier in my career and I decided I didn't like it. But if you also decide that, you have to make up for it in other ways. So if
Mm,
you're not going to do this, you got to do that, right? So you
right.
got to do something.
Right. No, that's great. Yeah, I think first off, I think veterans, when you're, let's face it, thank you for your service, thank you for his service, their service. I think when you recognize that and compliment
Hmm.
them on that, I think that listen, people like to be recognized, and why wouldn't they? That's why you go in and defend our country, and I don't care what anybody says, it's the best country in the world, and when you have people out there doing it and defending it for us, it's appreciative, especially when you recognize it. I love when I'm at the airport and they call on military first, and I think that is the right thing to do always. So good job. And then when you send people a flag in the front, I mean that's just a great idea.
And to parlay off of that, I use my military connections as my way to give back to the community. And a lot of people know that I've been actively involved in the Veterans Day Parade out in Mesa for a number of years. I started out as a volunteer through the local real estate board, and then ended up just joining the parade association so that I could volunteer with them directly. And now I'm the president of the organization. I'm not exactly sure how that happened. But, this is um, allowed, it's opened up so many doors for me, but also fills my heart because I know that my appreciation for the veteran community is out there, it's visible, and it's my way of giving back. But you know, and not to belittle the cause in any way, but we're here to talk about business, right? So
Right.
let's focus on that. I've met hundreds of people through my interactions with the Veterans Day Parade. That luxury listing in Happy Jack came from somebody that I met through the parade. I got to be on the morning news a dozen times because they interviewed me because I was running an event, and we continued the event through COVID when everybody else was canceling. Yes, we had to make changes, but the news wanted to know about it because there was nothing else going on. So I can't tell you how many of my friends called me and said, "I saw you on Fox 10 this morning. Oh my gosh, it was awesome!"
Mm,
And like. The name is getting out there. So when you consistently do things, whether it's um, donating your time, doing your social media, doing your cold calls, or whatever, it adds up to business. And that was one of the points that I wanted to make with you. I think I struggled for a lot of years going, well, I'm doing this activity and it's not bringing me any business. And it took a long time to realize that it's an accumulation of all the efforts. You might
right.
go, well, what is AdWorks doing for me? And you go, I haven't gotten any single deals off of that. Well, you don't know that. That person that you talk to on the phone, now maybe your AdWorks ad is popping up every time they get on Amazon or every time they get on to check the news or whatever. And so it's accumulation of all these efforts. So don't give up. Keep it going. And even if you don't see A to B correlation between the activity and a deal,
Hmm.
you simply don't know where your deals are. I mean, you don't always know where it's coming from and what prompted that connection with that buyer or seller. So
Right. No,
stick with
I totally agree. And sometimes when your heart is in the right place and there happens to be a lot of people around there. By the way, I think I saw a clip of you on the news a few more than just once on
yeah,
social media, right? You reshare them. Yeah, I've seen them. That's great. That is
yeah.
such a great idea. Plus, it's for a great cause. So as you know, by taking my training, I call it the karma of
Hmm.
prospecting and just simply about being around. And what you said, Lisa, makes so much sense. All these events together, like you're helping with the veterans. Now you're the president of the. You're going on news talking about it. You're meeting all kinds of people. You're doing social media events. So you're basically letting the universe know I am in the real estate business and available, and then it delivers. It's not that complicated, right?
Yep. Don't be a secret agent, right?
There you go. Do not be a secret agent, although it sounds very interesting being a secret agent. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this brings me to my favorite part. A rock star like yourself, and congratulations on your award this year too.
Thank you.
What like top three things you would tell them to focus on to be successful in this business?
I thought a lot about this. Number one thing, get out of the house.
Right.
We've all become recluses since COVID,
Right.
and for me, it started when we unfortunately closed the office that was closest to me. So I started working from home, and then it went into COVID, and I realized I was getting a bit reclusive, and many there's so much benefit to going to the office just by networking from with the agents that are there. I get several deals a year from agents that I know that are either retired, they got out of the business because maybe they weren't doing that well, or maybe they were and they were just done, um, or maybe they accomplished their big why and now their big why is taking them traveling and stuff like that, or whatever. Make friends with people, because there'll be times when they're going to refer business to you, and even if they don't, you need a support network. And just this happened yesterday. I went into the office for the monthly office meeting, and I was chatting with somebody. We found out we're in the same boat. We both have elderly parents who live out of state. And when they come first, but you have to maintain your business while you're out of town taking care of mom and dad. And she said to me, I have to go to California next week to look in on my dad. I said, call me. I'll be there for you if you need me to go get a contract signed or open a door or put a lockbox on or whatever you need me to do. I'll be here for you, because I just got back from visiting my parents. And knowing that somebody's going to cover your business while you're gone just takes a load off your mind, and knowing that your clients are in good hands and that you can go handle your family business.
Right.
So not only is it about getting future business and referrals, but also lending a hand and also getting that good karma that you just talked about.
So get out of the office, talk to people, meet people, stop being a COVID recluse. I love it. It's a good
Yeah.
point.
Our in-house lender, Prosperity, had a happy hour event a couple of weeks ago at Talk Golf, and 3 of us showed up. And well, I had a blast because I got to hit all the golf balls because nobody was there. 2 of our top agents from our office came in, and I got to spend like an hour with them just picking their brain. What are you doing? What's working for you? And stuff like that. Besides, I got a free drink and appetizers out of it. Like, why are we not going to events anymore? Like, get out of the house, go do something. Like, if you're single, are you going to meet your soulmate sitting in your living room? No. Like, you're also not going to be buyers and sellers, unless you're sitting in your living room doing your cold calls, but like,
So true.
get off your butt, go somewhere.
Unless your soulmate happens to drive into your house, which is highly unlikely.
I
Same
mean,
with a
they
seller.
could.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So give us a couple more. So get out, talk to people, don't be a recluse. And fortunately for you, Lisa, too, you're one of the best states as far as it goes. Too, Arizona, barely recognized. But I'm not downplaying it, but they've
Yeah.
opened things up really quickly, and so you live in a state that's very open to being open.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like when I flew to Philadelphia last week, I knew I needed a mask to be on the plane. I was like, do I have a mask? So,
Right.
yeah, you're right. We did open up fairly quickly.
They just extended that for another 2 weeks too, by the way, which is I don't understand. But hey,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
So the second point we kind of touched on it was do all the things and do all the lead generation, and it will eventually gel and come together.
Right.
And then my third point is take all the deals. do not turn down deals because you think they're hard, or because you think they're not going to go smooth, or they might be a little more difficult. You will flex your muscle and your brain if you take some of these deals that aren't cherry picks.
Right.
You know, fair seas makes for poor sailors, right?
Right. So true.
Take those tough deals. I guarantee you, you will learn something that you will use in the future. And those tough deals, those clients know that they're tough, and they will love you for it.
And
Um, and
refer you.
and refer you. That's
Yeah.
a client for life right there. Because if they knew that you got them through that divorce, that estate, I've had clients that got arrested in escrow because of back child support. I've had clients that were in tax foreclosure. I've had so many weird deals, and sometimes I get frustrated. Like, can't I just have an easy one? But um, if you want the easy ones, you got to go get them. But so this is also a cautionary tale. Listen to what Rick tells you and generate so you don't have to tolerate.
There you
But
go.
at the same time, tolerate the bad deals too, because they're all commission checks, and crazy people's commission checks spend just as well as other people's commission checks.
They should. You're absolutely 100% right. And not only that, like you said, fair seas don't make a great sailor.
Right.
You need the experience, or you're going to
Right.
have deals like that. And when you get known, oh, this one's going to be a little tough. When you get known for the person who can just make it happen, they're going to
Yeah.
refer. They're going to refer the easy ones to you. They're going to refer and that's what you want, right, Lisa? You want them all. I mean, why would you want? No, I don't want this one because it's a little extra work. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I love that point. That's such a great point, especially in today's market.
I had a client right before I went out of town. I had a friend call me. She's got out of the business. She goes, I have this listing. I was like, ooh, listing. And she wants to sell it to one of those companies that promises they can sell it in a weekend. And she was like, I got the impression she wanted to give up. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This isn't over. This is far from over. We just
Uh,
need to have a conversation with her. Get me in front of her and I will seal the deal for you. So don't be afraid to have those tough conversations, because there's so much misinformation and bad information out there that people just don't know. She probably doesn't know that anybody with a pulse can sell a house in a weekend right now. Don't fall for their kitschy marketing.
right.
Do you think that they have your best interest in mind? No, they're trying to make the most money they can so they can buy more radio ads. Um, so just get in front of people and have the conversations.
Absolutely. And I have to say, Michelle Buggiano says, hello, Lisa.
Oh, hi. Is there a chat? I don't see a chat.
No,
Oh,
that's why
oh, there
that's why,
she
yeah, you
is.
can't see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And so I have to ask you this last question because I know I'm going to let you go early today because you have something you've got to do. So you come across as confident, competent, I would even say natural. Did you start in 2009 this confident and competent?
No, probably not. But at the same time, I hate the phrase fake it till you make it.
Oh, me too.
If
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be straight up with you. And you know what? If your clients see that you're a real person, and um, if you tell them, I don't know, but I'll find out, um, and then go seek out the answer that they need, like, they're gonna trust you. Like, I know that she's not just doing some tap dance over here to tell me what I want to hear so that I'll sign on the dotted line.
Yeah.
I think it
Totally.
was an authenticity with
That's the
people.
word. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the word I hear when you say that. I hear it, be authentic, be yourself. If you don't know, find out. Because a lot of people try to fake it till they make it. I really hate that saying. The other one I hate
Yeah.
is play with your money. I'm like, what? That doesn't even sound right.
Well, and you see this right here?
Yeah.
What does it say? Like a boss, over my shoulder.
I can't read it. What is it?
It's kind of blurry, but a friend of mine gave that to me because she said, "This is what I think of when I think of you, like a boss." So,
Like a boss. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yep. Well, you are awesome, Lisa, and I want to say congratulations once again on a wonderful year. I know you'll have another one this year. Thank you very much for taking out exactly 26 minutes of your time. Now go do what you got to do with your daughter. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Rick. Great always.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. See you, everybody. See you next week.
Take care.
See you, Lisa.
Bye.